All right, everyone. Sorry about that. I was just called for something, and I just had to really sit outside my room in the lounge for a short while because my parents went somewhere. So yeah. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Um, okay. So where was I on this tweet? So you have okay. What I said previously, I was talking about you know my personal life, and I don't know if I mentioned that before, but yeah, that happened. And it feels awful just to think about it over and over again. So when stuff like this happens, I feel bad. It's like, please don't make that mistake. And okay, let's just continue. So Stock and Schaefer had sex. I read that. Okay, so Stock's husband has met Schaefer many times, but did not know about their sexual relationship when he proposed. Is in this recording, Stock can be heard admitting to the affair, adding that she does not plan to tell her husband about it. Well, I guess she has to now because the cat's out of the bag unless he doesn't use social media. Which even if he doesn't, guess what? Someone's going to really spill it outside. Okay, so here we go. Not take any accountability at all because there's a lot of likes in this, by the way. It obviously was my fault too, what happened between us. But even that was not I don't know. I feel like it was like it got me very intoxicated. Like I don't even remember. I told you there's a lot of likes. Now look, obviously, Elijah is also to blame for this. And okay, so let's continue. Most of it, and I was even thinking back because it was at CPAC, the two nights you were there, and the second night I was breaking out in a rash, and so he's like, oh, get some Benadryl, it'll help with the rash, and now I'm thinking back, and that's probably why I blacked out because he intentionally gave me Benadryl. Okay, so I don't know what Benadryl is. I don't think I've ever taken that before. I remember hearing it somewhere, but it's I don't know what it is. You know, what is it exactly? Is it for is it is it a medication that can help with rashes and other stuff for allergic reactions? I don't know, and it's that's probably why I blacked out because he intentionally gave me Benadryl and sent me a bunch of shots and stuff. And obviously it's stupid on my part to go along with that. Okay, one weird this is just a random tidbit of weirdness, but my two friends, my two best friends, like they knew they know who he is or whatever, but they've never met him. And then he greeted them and kissed both on their cheeks. What? Which is super weird, right? They've never met him, and they were both super weirded out, and instantly called me, and it gets weirder. Okay, when he greeted my husband, he kissed his temple. What? Yes, you can't make this up. He was greeting everyone by kissing them that day. It was weird. Was he high? I don't know. Wait, he grabbed. So wait, he grabbed your husband's head and then kissed him on the head. Yeah, super quick. It sounds like they super quick kiss his temple. What? When did that? When did that? I've never seen him. What the fuck? It was at the James and Keith party. I know it's kind of funny, and we were all dying about it. Okay, so now here's the thing. I've also heard some other people say some things about Elijah Schaefer that does have some homosexual tendencies. I don't know that much detail on it, so I can't go and speak about that. So okay, so this is where I kind of just took more of these screenshots. I kind of skimmed through this stuff. Um, Okay, so Stock alleges that Schaefer got me very intoxicated and that she does not remember all the events of that evening. She adds that he gave her Benadryl. I can't even say that word. Ostensibly, for a rash, but perhaps also to get further intoxicated. She drank a bunch of shots and blacked out. Schaefer constantly questioned Stock's faith at the same time as, or so several former employees allege, masquerading as an Orthodox Christian himself, wearing oversized religious jewelry. When he met Stock's husband, Schaefer kissed him on the forehead in a manner of a priest. Okay, so it then says Elijah Schaefer's affair with Sarah Stock will come as a surprise to some observers. Yes, it is a surprise, many of whom are convicted that Schaefer is, or at least was, gay. I don't think he was gay. I think he was just flamboyant, you know? And I haven't really paid attention to every single detail that, happened with him after I stopped watching him, Okay. Many of whom are convinced that Schaefer is, or at least was, gay. Others regard him as a cookie-cutter drunk and womanizer. Both groups are correct. Damn. Now look, here's the thing. It's coming from Milo as well. Like, obviously stuff he is reporting, but then sometimes, he'll add his opinion, and it's like, I don't know, Milo. I don't know, because we're talking about Milo over here. Stock alleges that Schaefer... Okay, I read that. Oh, sorry. I took 2 screenshots of that because when I was taking screenshots, I was struggling with that. Okay, so Schaefer says he had a twink phase before he got married. A twink is a slender young homosexual male who enjoys being aggressively anally penetrated by an older, active, usually more muscular partner. This period seems to coincide with Schaefer's time as a youth pastor. So I kind of heard of this, but I don't know the details of it. So, I still don't know that much even after reading this tweet. A little known fact about Schaefer is that he attended church with and grew up around Benny Johnson, at whose house Schaefer attended sleepovers while they both attended Calvary Chapel. Schaefer left the church in a hurry when he was discovered having sex with another man. I don't know about that. I can't really say that's true or not. Despite his own past, one of Schaefer's favorite subjects is Nick Fuentes' homosexuality, a subject Schaefer returns to again and again, according to Sarah Stock, who comments in the second recording on how much shit Elijah talks. Okay, so I didn't listen to the other recordings, by the way. Just didn't do that. How much shit Elijah talks about Fuentes in private. Now look, a lot of people on the right don't really like Nick Fuentes, okay? I mean, back in like 2024, remember people were making fun of him and Destiny for allegedly doing something? Yeah. Okay. By the way, I've confirmed that Schaefer's wife and children are safe. There are too many examples of outrageous hypocrisy to list, but you're okay. So here's the thing. Okay. Look, now she's married. She's Catholic now. I'm sure she really wants to put a past behind her. I'm sure she doesn't want to even think about it. I'm sure, bringing this up now is obviously making her feel horrible, miserable. And, she hasn't posted. I don't know. I haven't checked Twitter yet, So obviously she's feeling a lot of hurt right now. And, she converted, but also I feel like she not only just converted to well, wait, converted, or did she just become? I don't know the stuff, guys. I don't know all the details about the Christian stuff, even though technically parts of my family are Christian. And in fact, my father, actually, no, wait, my granny, she was a Christian for a while. And that's why some of my family members have, my aunts and uncles have, well, yeah, I think all of them have Christian names. Oh, sorry, English names. Anyway, sorry, just don't know why I'm throwing that in. Okay, this video is getting really long. I apologize. So, okay, look. I really hope that, Sarah and her husband can sort this out privately. I hope stuff can be done because here's the thing. It's a heavy thing, obviously, but she can be forgiven, yes, as long as she acknowledges what she did was wrong, which I'm sure she does. She really does. Hence why she doesn't bring it up. And also, I really, really hope that she still does a thing because I don't know what can happen now. She can either, like go silent, do a complete removal of the social media platforms and just never set foot on social media again unless it's a sock account or something. Or she can come clean, talk about this and say, hey, that's the past. I don't want to do this. I'm focusing on this now. She can do stuff like that. But, there's obviously going to be a lot of forgiveness in these communities, Um, I don't think she's a grifter. I don't like the term grifter, because it's been thrown a lot too many times. It's so ridiculous. And that's the problem I have with that term. It's just so annoying at times. Like, yeah, you'll have people who grift, but not everyone is a grifter. Okay. I'm sure she believes in a lot of these things. It's just that there was a dip in her life for a short while, and she managed to get out of that. So yeah. But when it comes to grifting, I just have to say something funny, really funny. So when it comes to like anti-woke stuff, there are plenty of people out there who talk about this, and I'm sure some people are grifters. I don't think everyone in the space are grifters, right? But now you get channels that go after these anti-woke channels, and one of these channels started to do really well with his videos going after anti-wokesters. And it turns out that this dude was plagiarizing other people's works, their arguments, and like word for word, and going after the grifters. So I'm just saying that was pretty interesting to point out. So yeah, obviously the term grifter has been just so watered down. I don't think she's a grifter. Okay, am I recording? Sorry, it's just like looking at the recording. Okay. Okay. So Sarah Stock's husband believed he was marrying a virgin. That's what she told him, or at least allowed him to believe. I don't know about that, really. I don't know. Maybe she did tell him. Okay, here's the thing. Maybe she did tell him this stuff after they got married, and then they decided to just close the doors on it and say, let's not bring this up again. We don't know. We really don't know what happened once they got engaged, once the wedding happened. We don't know. Okay. So, okay. Elijah Schaffer's drinking, drug taking, and extramarital affairs have been relentless for the duration of his marriage, a union hastily arranged once he decided to pursue conservative media career. Look, turns out that Elijah was having multiple affairs. Apparently, I heard this one tweet. I don't know if it's from this guy, but someone else mentioned that Emily Saves America, or the USA, whichever handle she's going with, she slept with Elijah and she didn't know he was married, So yeah, I'm just saying, it's like, so this has been happening. It's not just a Sarah thing, okay? Elijah obviously needs to take a lot of blame for this, Um, okay, there's some extra stuff I don't really want to talk about. Oh my goodness. Okay, so, okay. So is this the last tweet? Actually, okay, Schaffer faces a messy divorce made more difficult because he is flat broke. He raised money for a new endeavor, Rift TV, at a $5 million valuation, including one investment over $250K, but that money is already gone, as are the staff. Rift TV is insolvent, heading for bankruptcy. As I write to you, dozens of stories about his private modus operandi are flooding in. They're all the same: aggressive sexual assault, profligate spending, vast quantities of drug and alcohol, and at the end of the night, a foreign object in... Okay, I don't want to read that stuff. Okay, so here's my Elijah 2 story. After an event we hosted with Elijah, he went out drinking with attendees. He flirted with college girls the entire time and only took a brief break to FaceTime his wife. He was very drunk. The next day, one girl from that night told me Elijah had put his hands in her pants when she told him no multiple times. He also tried to make her touch him. After she pushed back and told him no multiple times, he eventually stopped. She didn't want me to make a big deal out of it, but I was pretty upset and I stopped working with Elijah. Elijah claimed he did coke okay, I don't, oh my goodness. Later today, I'll share what it was like to work for Ref TV and the vindictive ways Schaefer retaliated against those who either tried to help him or spoke out about the workplace he made them endure. Oh, and that BMW, he left it unlocked with the keys inside. More soon. Okay, so we getting some more. I don't know when soon is, by the way. I don't know when it is, but let me just say that I feel bad for Sarah. I really do. I mean, obviously, I feel bad for Elijah Schaefer's wife and children, and this chick over here. You know, um, now here's the thing: so much can happen. There's so many ways this can really go about, and as I said, maybe she did tell her husband this stuff a while ago, and they just decided to close the doors on it. And she can obviously just disappear from the internet, which I don't know if she can do it. Some people believe that she's going to go the Ashley St. Clair route, which is come out as a leftist. Which honestly, it's now I don't believe Ashley was grifting. She did seem genuine with some of her opinions, and for her to do this, obviously, is just for her to get back at Elon. But I feel like she just slowly just became more and more left leaning because a lot of anti-Elon folk were obviously at his side. So she decided to really, uh, absorb their opinions. And I feel really bad about that. And I feel bad about this. I don't know what Sarah's going to do. I don't know what's going to happen. But I just hope that, I know that she possibly learned from this, obviously. I just hope that, you know, uh, marriage status stays the same. I hope that, there's no problems out of this. Um, and, you know, when it comes to stuff like this, I know a lot of people will eventually talk about it and, you know, dramatize it a lot, which a lot of people will do. But let me just say that at the end of the day, she's a human and she made a mistake. Obviously, I'm sure she learned about this. And I hope that this never happens again, especially coming from Elijah. I hope, he doesn't do more of this sleeping with other women and stuff like that. Obviously, he's filed for divorce. I guess he can do whatever. But no, I don't think he should do that more and more often because look what happened. It destroyed his marriage, destroyed his family. And the thing is that um, I really want the best for both of them. So, anyways, tell me your thoughts on this. I know it's a long video and I may have to chop this up into two pieces because editing it is going to take so long. And it just may take such a long time. So, I'm sorry if it takes so long. But still, I'm really just hoping things can be solved immediately. It's so sad. And also, going back to the which tweet was it? The abortion tweet. I have a feeling it's just alleged. It's possibly just some misheard thing someone possibly said. I doubt she had an abortion. I doubt she was even pregnant. However, you know, what if she did? I would be really disappointed because, it doesn't matter who Elijah is. That child is different. But I doubt she was pregnant. Obviously, they may have had pregnancy scares, but I don't think she ever got pregnant. So there was no need for an abortion. Anyways, thanks so much for watching this video. Um, yeah, tell me your opinions on this. Obviously, it's such a heavy thing, and talking about this, I do feel slightly better, but I still feel sad for Sarah. Anyways, bye.